Hey, what's going on, guys? Today we got a lot to talk about. Team of the Year promo part 2 is releasing tomorrow at 1:30 Eastern time, and they showed all the cards, all the abilities. So I'm gonna go over them for you guys, tell you what I think. Um, a little sneak peek. I'm not fond of this promo or the free agency promo that dropped today, but we will talk about all these cards and which ones are good or which ones are even worth picking up. We're gonna start off here with Brandon Aubrey. He's a kicker, guys. 99 kick power is cool. He gets in his tier 3 bucket precision kicker, clutch kicker, and in his tier 2 bucket precision kicker, focus, zen kicker, and clutch kicker discounted. Realistically, if you do get this card, I don't know who will ever spend that much coins on an LTD kicker, but clutch kicker would probably be ideal. And then if you want the zen kicker to slow down the meter, you can do that. But those might be the two I do. The zen kicker and I believe that's the one that slows down the meter. And then the clutch kicker is what I do. Solid card, but it is a kicker and an LTD, so that's a big L. Now the next LTD we got is Saquon Barkley. First 99 speed base card in the game, by the way. But Eagles Giants scam. He has a custom bucket, evasive for 1, bruiser for 1, short and elite for 1, and tank for 1. Tank for 1 is really nice, but Doug Martin gets tank for 1. I know he's not the same speed or anything like that, but I'm assuming all these LTDs are going to be cheap tomorrow because you can get a free 98 from doing objectives and stuff. Yeah, you got to pay a couple million coins, but if a lot of people are doing it, they are going to be cheap. Evasive's cool and tank is cool, I'm going to be honest, but I don't think I'm buying Saquon. He does look really good, but I'd rather you could get one of his honors, his NFL honors champ, put him on a theme team, and get paid 1 more AP for tank, and it's the same card, so I'm okay off the Saquon. Now moving on to Myles Garrett, I was really hyped up for this card, and they sold the bag so bad. As you can see here, 96 speed's really good. 6'4", 270. Myles Garrett is an end, but most of the time you want to use him as a defensive tackle. That's just where he plays best. He does get under pressure for 1 AP, demoralizer for 1, edge threat elite for 2, and goal line stuff for 0. I'm not using edge threat elite on my defensive end for 2 AP when there is defensive lineman with Colossus and Unstoppable Force for 3-4 AP. So it's not worth, in my opinion. Like, he has 2 AP edge threat elite, but Von Miller LTD last week has Colossus for 4. So why not spend 2 more AP and get Colossus? I'm moving on to probably the best card in tomorrow's drop. It's crazy to say. I honestly think I was really surprised when I seen Zach Bond, and he's the best card in the drop in my opinion, because every single card he's gotten up to this point has been a pass rusher, right? He's been a pass rushing linebacker, which is completely wrong. He is not a pass rusher for the Eagles. He does not play. He does not rush the passer at all. I don't know where EA got the thought of that, but they made him an actual pass coverage linebacker this time. But for some reason, they gave him pass rushing stats too. So they just made him crack. So this could be potentially a really good looper. But he does get lurk artist and mid zone both for 0. So that's what you'd run on him. So you're using no AP on him. And he has 96 speed base. He's an Eagle and a Saint. So if you do Eagles team, you can get him up to 99 speed if you have Jalen Hurts, which would be really crazy. And then also here, like I said, he's a pass coverage linebacker, so he probably has like high zone, and then he has 97 finesse move and 90 power move as a pass coverage linebacker. I don't think you guys understand how crazy that is for right now. I think it's just because they've been cooking his card and they finally wanted to recover, but they just didn't take back what they were doing with him. Like, they should have dropped these, in my opinion, to make it more realistic, but they kept his pass rushing stats even though he don't rush the passer. I think Zach Bond's the best card in the drop. Now moving on to Chris Boswell, another kicker. As you can see, he gets 1 bucket, I believe, precision kicker, clutch kicker for 2, focus for 1, zen for 1. I'm probably doing, in my opinion, I don't run clutch kicker, but it's because I don't have nothing discounted. But it would be clutch kicker and then zen kicker for me, probably, to slow down the meter and then not get iced at the end of a game. And moving on to Brock Bowers, potential tight end 1 chance. Short in elite for 0, deep out elite for 1, deep in for 1, and red zone threat for 1. I don't mess with his ability. Short in, cool, but I don't think that would really light up for how I play. And he has 97 speed base, which is pretty solid. Don't mind him at all. It's just going to matter if he gets the good traits like possession catches and sideline catches. Aggressive catches is cool, but possession and sideline catches mean a lot for me. His abilities aren't the craziest. I was kind of hoping for tank for 1 AP. This would make this card really, really good. But he doesn't get tank. But potential tight end 1 chance if he gets really good stuff. I don't think Vernon Davis is tight end 1. If you guys are thinking he's the one he would overpass, it's not Vernon Davis. He don't catch sideline passes. It is Kyle Pitts who's tight end 1. And I think Brock Bowers does have a chance. But we just have to see what his traits are tomorrow. Now moving on, we have A.J. Brown here. As you can see, he has receiver apprentice, red zone threat for 0, short elite for 1, and deep out elite for 1. Not the craziest abilities at all. The Justin Jefferson that came out last week was way better ability-wise, and do recommend over this A.J. Brown. If you're doing an Eagles team, it's perfectly fine if you have him, but he does have good stats. All these cards have good stats, guys. I just think they're cooked with abilities. For team purposes, yes, you can use all of these cards, but their abilities are not the best, guys. They really aren't. But as you can see here, his abilities are kind of cooked in my opinion. I don't really use red zone threat. It's not going to light up as much as I would want it to. It's like, how many plays a game do you have in the red zone and you're actually throwing the ball? You know what I mean? But maybe, like, if you go for that example, you probably have like 6 to 8 plays in the red zone a game, and you would have to directly be throwing the ball to A.J. Brown every time. I just don't think it's realistic that this would pop up as much as you'd want it to. Now we have a punter. I know we're going over a punter. Good kick power. Precision kicker for 0. Clutch kicker. You do not need clutch kicker on a punter. I can guarantee you that. Focus kicker and zen kicker. I'd probably just go for the one to slow down the meter and get a good timing so you can kick the ball out of bounds. If you don't do that, you should be doing that so your opponent don't get bailed on a kick return or a punt return, anything like that. Now moving on to Landon Dickerson. As soon as they showed the stats of the card, I knew he wasn't going to be good because he's a power guard, and we all want secure protector. Secure protector, I believe, is an agile discounted bucket, and he is a power guard, so I knew he wasn't going to get nothing crazy. His custom bucket, secure protector for 2 AP. So you gotta think, if it was a potential agile, he might have had it for 1 or 0. But he's a power, so he got it for 2. Nasty streak for 1. Tear proof 0. A natural talent for 0. Offensive lineman or offensive lineman. If you have an Eagles team, you can buy him, but his abilities aren't the craziest. Now moving on, we did get a fullback, Kyle Juice check. As you can see, route tech for 2, secure for 2, tank for 1, evasive for 1. This card is the most non-usable card in the drop, my opinion. He's a fullback. If you guys run fullback dive every play, you guys got it. But everyone can argue, oh, he has tank for 1 AP. He has evasive for 1 AP. The evasive's cool, right? But unless you're using Juice as your running back, he is not usable, guys. Because he has 96 speed, cool. But you can't argue nothing about this card. That's better than the current team captain. If you don't know, Mike Tolbert, fullback team captain, gets tank for 1 AP, gets 3 times every team chem at maxed out, and I believe he might be even faster than Kyle Juice. So Kyle Juice check is the most unusable card. If you get him out your pack, if you open your pack, do not pick him. Now moving on to Alvin Kamara. He did just get an AKA card, but here we are again with another card. They did give him 98 speed this time, so he's pretty solid. Has okay carrying now. But if you look at this card, evasive for 1, pretty cool. Route short out elite, not good. Route tech, not good. Backfield mismatch, not really worth. Evasive is the only one that's cool here. At this point, we're looking for discounted tank. If you don't have discounted tank, you're kind of like not really too crazy. If you are a Saints fan, use him. But I'm not too hyped up about this card. Now moving on to Dexter Lawrence. We all know he's known as a run stuffer type of guy. He's not a pass rushing type of thing. He's one of those fat guys on your defensive line that can stop the run. And he gets interior threat for 0. It's cool, but it's nothing crazy. Inside stuff for 1. And at this point, inside stuff for 1, Jalen Carter, Super Bowl welcome pack guy, has 90 speed and inside stuff for 1. So that means he's faster and he gets the same exact ability. So, and he's probably going to be, to get Jalen Carter max, you probably need like 120k. And gets run stopper for 1, goal line stuff for 1, Giants team chem. So this card is pretty bad, saying the Jalen Carter that came out a long time ago is better than this card, but Dexter Lawrence, if you really like fat defensive lineman or you're a Giants fan, this is a good card for you. Now moving on to Byron Murphy, another Vikings card. I feel like the Vikings are getting a lot of cards as of late. It's pretty cool. Their team's getting better. Byron Murphy. But for his abilities, he gets Unfakeable for 1, Flat Zone for 1, Mid Zone for 1, and Pick Artist for 0. It is not an ideal stack. This is a slot corner at best. If you're a Vikings fan, you can use him, but I don't think he's better than most of the corners in the game now. Now moving on to Micah Parsons, he just got a card, but I guess his last card was a middle linebacker. Now he has an actual position where he plays. Tackle Supreme 1 AP, Edge Start 1 AP, Under Pressure 2 AP, and Run Stopper for 0. Absolutely horrible of a card. Good stats, don't get me wrong. 97 block shot, 97 speed. I always say this, if he has one low rushing move, don't be scared of it. As long as he has one that's high, that's all that matters. And he does have one that's high. Good stats. All these cards have good stats, guys. Understand that. I'm not trying to bash all of these cards. All the cards have good stats. It's just 99% of them have bad abilities. And unfortunately, Micah's one of them. Now moving on to Penei Sewell. Again, Edge Protector 1 AP, All Day 1 AP, Lifeguard 1 AP, Nasty Streak for 0 AP. Like I said, we're looking for 1 AP or 0 AP Secure Protector. He's a power right tackle. I don't believe power right tackles get discounted Secure Protector. They would have to be agile. And he has good stats, but Nasty Streak, we have a bunch of people with it for 0. So I won't be using that on Penei Sewell, and I won't be buying this card actually either. Now moving on to Amon-Ra, this is the better of the receiver of the drop. Evasive for 2 AP, Slot Apprentice for 0, Slotomatic for 1, and Mid Out for 1. Slotomatic's basically like Route Tech if you have them in the slot. It's cool if this game was currently in August, but it is not in August. We are in March, and we got a Slotomatic instead of a Route Tech. So that's cool, I guess. This card is solid for a Lions team, but I honestly think they kind of did him dirty. This should have been a Route Tech. I don't care if he's a slot receiver. He should have Route Tech. Justin Jefferson got Route Tech. Jamar Chase got Route Tech. He definitely should have Route Tech, at least for 2 AP, like what they got it for. But everything else is kind of iffy for me. I wouldn't use them. Now moving on to Fred Warner. I was really wrong with who I said was the worst in the drop. I said Juice was one of the worst in the drop. Ability-wise, he was okay, but he's a fullback, and Mike Tolbert, whatever, he's just as good, and he's free, and he gets times 3 team chems. Fred Warner's probably the worst in the drop. 96 speed base, so not user 1 potential on a team. And he gets mid-zone for 1 AP, okay? We're working with something right there. And he has run stopper for 0. They're losing me. Short route KO for 2. Lost me. And tackle supreme for 2 AP. You completely lost me. This card sucks, guys. That means you would have to use 2 AP for lurk artist and mid-zone on a card. It's rough. Like, guys, if you want a middle linebacker, go get Ray Nitschke over this guy. Like, Ray Nitschke's a little outdated, but he's still usable. And he's better than this card, I guarantee ya. But this is the problem. EA has one good drop, and they take 2-3 steps back. And then one good drop, 2-3 steps back. It's really hard for EA to give consecutive good drops. Like, they're even starting to fumble the bag on the Ultimate Legends, but Ultimate Legends I always look forward to since they've been good. But last week was kind of iffy. I don't know. I hope they start to pick it up. I hope Sugar Rush, when that starts to come out, it changes kind of the narrative and makes them drop cards that are actually good and replaces cards that are the meta cards, but we'll see. If you guys did enjoy today's video, like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.